being part of the Doctor Who 50th anniversary, a very special moment. Can you talk a little bit just about that experience to begin with, working with Matt and David?
Well, I love working with Matt. I love working with David as well. I mean, they're brilliant at it. I'm an amateur at that. I mean, they're so fast, so quick. Boy, I had to get the old gym shoes on to keep up with them, I tell you.
What does it mean for you to be part of a landmark in British television history like that? I mean, how proud are you to have been part of that big moment?
To be quite honest, I didn't realise how big Doctor Who was. I thought it was a cult. But then I suddenly realised they announced it was being shown in 96 different countries simultaneously, in cinema and on television. I thought, hey, this ain't no cult. This is mainstream. So, I had no idea.
Would you ever go back again? Are we going to see any more news of the Doctor? Is that something you'd be interested in?
No, I can't think for a second that you're asking me to answer something which I can't answer, but I can't think there'd be any reason to do that. I mean,
we're also very excited about Only Lovers Left Alive. Can you tell us a little bit about that? I mean, a beautiful film with Jim Jarmusch behind the camera and Tom and Tilda in front.
Jarmusch, you see, I think he's one of the most original voices in cinema. And, you know, when he offers you something to do, you don't say, can I see the script? You say when and where.
Can I ask you about your interpretation of Christopher Marlowe? Because we see him as we've never seen him before.
Well, yes, quite old.
and also vampiric.
And having survived a murder, yes, which wasn't.
And he's also, we see him as a vampire as well.
You do indeed, yes. I haven't got much comment to make on that because I don't quite know how that happened. But anyway, it happened, and there I was, because it's in the script. So I am 300 years old or 400 years old. So that's a matter of fact becomes.
Are you an actor that likes to just work within the script and what the script offers you, or did you have to then go out and research more about Christopher Marlowe?
How do I possibly research Christopher Marlowe at the age of 400?
Well, with his writing, reading his works.
No, well, it fascinated me. The whole identification of Shakespeare fascinates me hugely. It also fascinates me that all the books written about it are all American. Because in this country, we rather want to keep the Stratfordian myth alive. So, and yet there are many, many Oxfordians in this country, like John Gielgud was. I mean, Derek Jacobi, I believe, is Oxfordian, and many others. You know. So it's become a big fascination.
John, just briefly, about working with Tilda Swinton, because there are some beautiful scenes with you and her, aren't there? She's phenomenal.
Wonderful. She's in the height of her powers, I think. I worked with her twice last year. That year, I did the Jim Jarmusch film, and I did Snowpiercer, which, if it wasn't for Harvey Weinstein, we would have seen in its full version. At the moment where the company is in negotiation with her because we have problems.
Thank you very much.
And John, another film we can see in terms is Snowpiercer, which we'll be seeing at Berlin next week. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I think it's a wonderful film. I've seen it, and I want it to be shown in the English-speaking territories in its full version. And I'm not in agreement with Harvey Weinstein, who wants to cut 20 minutes out of it, because I know what he'll cut out.
Why do you think he is trying to cut out 20 minutes of this film?
Because it's endemic with him. He can't help. He's always doing it. He's constantly doctoring and feels that he takes something on, and everybody has to hail that, and when I do, I salute that. But then he wants to change it, and he doesn't trust his directors, and that I can't salute.
It must be incredibly frustrating as an actor when you work so hard on a project only to know that it's out of your hands at that stage as well.
It's what, sorry?
It's out of your hands when it gets to that stage.
When it gets to that stage, it's pretty well out of my hands, yes. What I can do is support the company, the Korean company, and Bong Joon-ho, who is a consummate director, made The Mother, you know, Memories of Murder, and it's a wonderful film, and I would hate to see it tinkered with.
Thank you so much for your time.
Maybe just tell us quickly about Hercules as well. I mean, looking even further back into the ages of time for that one.
Well, that was a film that I reckon to be what, my criteria has always been I'll do something if I think it stands the chance of working on the level that is intended to work on. And I think Hercules stands that chance. It'll probably be the last Sand and Sandals film I'll do, and I enjoyed making it.
Yeah. And why do you think, Hercules is such an iconic part of popular consciousness even to this day. Why do you think that character in particular fascinates people so much?
It's interesting, isn't it? But it always does. It's always him. It's not. It's always Hercules. Not really. You wouldn't have thought was a contender for somebody to be that popular because he wasn't particularly pleasant, it seems. Yeah. But it's open to so many different stories. I think that's the point.
Talking about pleasant, obviously, Only Lovers Left Alive. You work with Tom Hiddleston, one of our favourite British stars. Everyone's had their say, but why do you think he's such a luminous young talent?
Well, I think he's a good thinking actor. He's got a great presence, and I think he's got every chance of being hugely successful.
Of course, Only Lovers Left Alive is about immortals. We hope that you go on acting for many, many years, but do you think you'll ever retire, or do you think you're going to be one of those people who just keeps acting until you physically can't?
I won't retire, no, until nobody will use me anymore, or I'm not capable. Yeah, why? I love it. I like doing it. I like entertaining. If I think for a second I'm not being entertaining anymore, I'll pack up. Yeah, I promise you.
It'll never happen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.